Undisputed. There has been growing speculation that maybe Cam Newton could land in New England in place of Tom Brady. Even Kurt Warner brought it up yesterday on NFL Network as an intriguing option for Cam and for Coach Belichick. Shannon Sharp, can you see that happening?
Coach Belichick has a tendency, Skip, of taking guys that people don't believe will fit in his system or fit with him. Guys that's been given up on. You saw what he did with Randy Moss. You saw what he did with Corey Dillon. Skip, he just has a way of getting guys in there that were good, great at one place. They fall out of favor for whatever reason. They come there and they get around and they get reinvigorated. They get rejuvenated. And all of a sudden you're like, wow. So could I see it happening? Sure. Now, my odds on in favorite, Cam ends up out here in LA. That's what I think. But would I be surprised if Coach Belichick did something like this? I wouldn't be surprised at all. Mm-hmm. I also wouldn't be surprised if Cam played extremely well. Like I said, Skip, and I hate using caveats. If everything's going to be predicated, his foot, shoulder. All that's tied together, Skip. And like I said, for the longest time, Cam tried to play through these injuries. His mechanic, and Cam, had some mechanical problems. But when you try to play through injuries, it makes your mechanics look even worse. And where he never really stepped and throwed, everything seemed to be off his back foot. Well, you can't put any pressure on your front foot because you got a foot injury and your shoulder is messed up. Well, you exacerbate a problem that's already there. So could I see it happening? Yes. Mm-hmm. But I give it like 10, 15% chance of it actually happening.
I don't know. Could I go 10%? I got to tell you, Shannon, I cannot see this happening.
Okay.
Like you said, Belichick loves to buck the system. He loves to say, watch this, look at what I can do with that bad actor, that baggage of that player. Watch how I can eliminate that baggage. But the players he's taken who were considered the problem children elsewhere, Randy Moss, even, they drafted Aaron Hernandez, obviously, and Hainsworth, Corey Dillon, Aqib Talib. There's Chad Ochocinco, Josh Gordon, everybody, even Antonio Brown this last year for one game. All those players were receivers or running backs or defensive players, but none of them played the position, the leadership position of quarterback. Again, Belichick could get away with it because he had Tom Brady in his locker room to police the culture that I believe Tom Brady mostly built. So Tom could say to all those quote unquote bad actors, hey, I love you, man, but this is the way we do it here. Coach can be a little tough. He's going to get on you in film sessions and in practice, but you just got to swallow it. Just bite your tongue and look the other way because we're going to win a whole bunch of football games and we're going to go win the championship. And so all of them said,
basically,
okay, I trust you, Tom. Yeah, here we go. Let's try to do this together. Well, Cam, to me, look, I love him. I endorsed him as the first overall pick. And I told you I loved what he did a little bit at Florida, a lot at Blinn, a lot at Auburn, and then a whole lot all the way up to his MVP year in Carolina, which was in 2015. But Cam is more of a solo act than Brady was or is. Cam's got a lot of diva in him, and we've seen wilder and wilder outfits and hairstyles, and he's unto himself. And I just don't think he's quite the natural-born leader that Brady was. So he's actually kind of the antithesis of Tom Brady, and I don't know that he could be anything for New England but the starting quarterback. He's not going to walk in and hold a clipboard while Jared Stidham tries to figure it out. They've got Brian Hoyer. As soon as the Colts cut him, they said, boom, let's bring him back. And now Brian Hoyer's on his 10th stop in the NFL. So he's the bridge. He's the mentor for Jared Stidham. Most people are reporting in New England that Stidham is going to be the guy, whether Stidham likes it or not. So he's a fourth-round pick. So, it's like, okay, I got my Brady, says Belichick. Brady was 6, but I got a fourth-rounder here who can be my next Brady. Well, is Cam going to go as the backup, as the plan B, as the in case of? No, he's not built that way. His aura is too big. His presence is too big. Go ahead.
The thing you know about Coach Belichick doesn't promise you anything. You compete. I'm not coming in. You're not coming in here and I'm promising you a job. You go compete, and if you earn the job, it's a week-to-week thing. If you play good, you keep your job. If you don't, I'm going to have somebody to replace you. That's how it is. It's competition. That's how it is. You know, Coach Saban learned under Coach Belichick, and it's like that in Alabama. You play good, you got your job for another week. If you don't, you lose your job. And so that's a lot of these, a lot of reasons why Alabama players go pro early is because the guy that's behind them is going, if they come back, they're going to lose that job to that guy. So I might as well go make some money. Well, in New England, you can't, the next place you're going is out the building. So you have to play your best. He keeps you on edge in that way, keeps you motivated because someone is trying to get your job. Your job is not promised to you. So if you don't play your best, you don't have your job the next week.
Okay, got it. Which I still believe is why Cam would not be a good fit for Belichick in New England now. And again, I like your idea of the Chargers, but they have the 6th overall pick in the draft. I'm pretty sure they're going to take a quarterback. I don't know which one, but whoever that quarterback is will be fast-tracked to be the next starting quarterback. So they have Tyrod Taylor. I know he pronounced it Tyrod, but I'll say Tyrod. And we both like Tyrod, but he ain't Cam Newton. And Cam's better than Tyrod. Yeah, I'm with you. I got it. But would Tyrod be a better bridge quarterback and a better mentor for, I don't know, Jordan Love if they took him with the 6th overall pick? Yeah, he probably would be. Is Cam a mentor type? Brett Favre was not a mentor for Aaron Rodgers. You know, it's just not how Brett was built. So I got it.
Skip, most quarterbacks of Cam ilk, they don't. Joe Montana was not trying to get Steve Young ready. Brett Favre was not trying to get Aaron Rodgers ready. These guys, even Big Ben says, I'm not trying to get this guy ready to take my job. So it's a lot Tyrod started in the NFL as a backup. So his mindset is a lot different than a guy that was the number 1 overall pick and it was been the guy since day one.
Okay, so I got to remind everybody just to wrap this up that Cam won the MVP in 2015, and then over the last 4 years in Carolina, 4 years combined, he led the NFL in interceptions with 43. And his QBR was 31st over the last 4 years of the 40 qualified quarterbacks in the whole NFL. His starting record over the last 4 years in Carolina was 23-23. And to your point, 2 shoulder surgeries and the Lisfranc injury to his foot last year. I don't know, man. It's a lot to ask. And some team doctor is going to have to say, okay, I sign off on Cam. And we're going to have to wait and see which team would even sign off on him to clear him medically. So, again, enough of Cam, and now on to my favorite topic of the day. And this involves the newest Dallas Cowboy. I cannot wait to talk about this next.